Travis, Soul Tribe. Just about to go to bed, but just wanted to do one last video before I decide to shoot off the bed. Post this in the morning. But just while I have this on my mind, I've said this a bunch of times. You know, I've put videos on YouTube and then took them off for reasons of no one watches them anyway. But you know, I want to put my 2 cents in on this. You know, I'm seeing these videos that like this one here, they don't want you to see the truth, 2016 or 2017. It's got some weird videos in it, apparently proven end times and blah blah blah. The one thing that keeps coming up as far as end times are concerned for humanity is climate change, global warming. Now, it's it's silly once you start kind of getting into it to hear these words. Do I believe the earth is changing? Yeah, I do. Do I believe we've had anything to do with it? Not directly, no. Are we helping matters? No. We are killing our planet, and that's a fact. We're drilling up all of the oil, destroying nature, polluting water, killing off animals, etc., etc. So yeah, we are not helping matters. That's a fact. But to say global warming and that we can change it, and climate change, that we can do something to reverse climate change, after doing the research, you realize that there is no change. Sorry, there is a change, but there's no going back. It's changing. The earth is changing. That's what it does. That's what it does. If you believe in science and you believe in biology and the science of the human body and all that, you're aware that within a year you're no longer the same being, the same physical entity. You've got a new skeleton, you've got a new liver. As long as you're not destroying it with whatever, pills, drugs, or whatever, you'll get a new liver. There's a new heart, new skin. You shed your skin, right? So you're always getting a new skin. So you are not the same physical being as you were from the year before. Why is that not the same for the planet? Okay, you could say, well, yeah, there's erosion. You know, that, you know, it was once said on the radio when I was living in Canmore that, you know, as they say, you can't look at a river and see the same river twice because it's always moving, right? So it's not stagnant. It's always going to be different. And it's the same for a mountain, because a rock will move. A rock will fall off. A rock will be misplaced. It'll move, or something of that. You know, a tree will fall down, or something. Or a tree will grow. Moss will grow. Moss will fade. That type of thing. It's never the same thing. So there's always change. So to say that we can reverse climate change, that we can reverse this step, is wrong. I'm no scientist, but I fully believe that it's wrong, that we can't do it. What we have to do is realize that, see the things that are going on. Right now in England, we're being flooded. the EU is being flooded. There was fires, and it's just it's all over the place. The Earth's changing. The problem is us, yes, because we're not paying attention in that respect. Yes, the people in the know-how should be telling us, but then you can go in the conspiracy theory side of it and say, okay, well, you got the Georgia Guidestones and you got the New World Order conspiracy that they want like 95% of us off this earth. Basically, they want 500,000 people left on the planet. That's what they want, apparently. So by them not telling us these things, if they do know, some people say that they don't, and fair enough if they don't, but for those in the know-how who do and who aren't telling anybody, it's some serious shit, pardon my language. There's a video, and the audio is actually on a Tool album. For those of you who don't know what Tool is, it's a band. And some Christians may watch this and go, yeah, it's a satanic band, they're into the occult, etc., etc. Well, again, I'm not against religion, but if you're not going to be honest about where your religion came from, or if you're going to know that can't be true, we need to sit down and have a chat. Anyway, that's besides the point. There's the video and then the audio. That's from, I first heard it without knowing it on the Tool album Lateralis. It's the last song, and basically what it is this guy who apparently used to work in Area 54, and he escaped. He got, or he either escaped or got let go for, they say, for not being all mentally there. So he's left. And he called up Art Bell, I believe. For those of you who don't know, Art Bell is, I don't want to make a mistake here, so Art Bell podcast. He is Coast to Coast AM. So he does, essentially he does this radio program that's, it's kind of out of the box type stuff. Anyway, apparently this guy calls Art Bell, or calls Coast to Coast at least, and I believe that he does talk to Art Bell, and basically saying that, okay, well, first off, that we have contact with, and what they say are extraterrestrials are actually interdimensional beings, other dimensional beings. So they've opened up a portal to another dimension. These beings have come through, and they're using the governments, etc., etc. There's a whole thing to it, but this is back in 96, I think it is, or something like that. And what he's saying is that people know, governments know, certain governments know that something's going to happen. A lot of the big cities that are coastal are going under. A lot of population is going to be lost, and we can do something about it. But again, in 96, something can be done. So that there's that. I've been told this from other things as well, blah, 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 and it just makes sense. Now, there's a book by Greg Braden, The Deep Truth, and basically it talks about an excursion, or basically talks about an experiment where they went down to Lake Vostok in the Antarctic, and what they got was 420,000 years of data on Earth's history. And how they've done that is essentially when they drilled into the ice into this lake in the Antarctic, each layer is a year. So they found 420,000 years, 420,000 layers, which each is a year. So what they have done is they've noticed things happening within these 420,000 years, and it's all cyclical, cycles. CO2 goes up, heat goes up, and it goes down again, it goes off, it goes up again, CO2 levels rise up, etc., etc. So the fact that the CO2 levels are rising and they're blaming us for it, we're not probably helping matters. You know, you got the methane gas and all this other stuff from, we'll say cows if that's legitimate, and you got the driving around in heavy fucking cars that we don't need anymore, we never did need. If you're a fan of Nikola Tesla and anyone else from back in the day who knew that we can just reach into the ether and take energy, it's another one altogether. Anyway, this is me before I go to bed, so it's 11 minutes. So please do your research. Yes, there is a climate change. Yes, there is a global warming and cooling. Probably it's going on at the same time. You know, it depends on where you live. I mean, we haven't had, it was quite a strange spring for England. It was actually quite chilly compared to what I've usually experienced. Again, this is all cyclical. I'm sure this is a couple, I've been coming here for about 16 years off and on. There had to have been a time when the spring wasn't as warm as other times that I felt it. Anyway, so please just do your research on this. Know that the earth is changing, and please know that we're not going back. Continents sink, continents go under, continents disappear. And new ones come up, and new civilizations start. The thing is that we need to understand this, and that change is good, change needs to happen. When we see animals die out, if it's because of us, then that sucks. But if we start seeing animals die out, and it's like, okay, well, we didn't even know about this creature, and we can't find it. There's only like 2 left. That's that animal's cycle. It's done its time on this earth, and it's gone. That's it. And it's the same with human races. I'm going to get a little occult here, if that's okay with you, where it has been said that there are 7 root races that happen on the planet. One that generates, one that hosts I don't know what you want to call us. I don't want to use intelligent because we're not acting that way. But like a spiritual evolution of consciousness and physical something put together. So you look back and you see that the Aztecs, the Maya, the Egyptians, Dogons, and etc., etc., etc. And we're looking at these tribes, and they're going, okay, well, they're disappearing, man. Like they're gonna go. Again, in certain aspects, we're taking away their home, and they're gonna die out. That is due to us. But in some aspects, that's not the case. But the thing is, that root race, I believe, is the 4th and 5th root race. Because we're coming up to the 6th. The 6th root race is in at the moment. The 4th and 5th root race, they're going to be done at some point. There's nothing wrong with that. They've had their time on the planet. When I say they, it makes it seem like I'm talking as if that consciousness that's in that Aztec body is it, and then once he dies out, that's it for that conscious body, and it's no, it's not. I mean, that consciousness got a chance to experience what life is like through a fourth race human on Earth, and if I'm correct in saying this, it can and most likely will reincarnate into the fifth, reincarnate into the sixth, reincarnate into the seventh, to go through all the evolution, and it's to evolve into a higher conscious entity anyway. And some people can speed this up. Some people don't need to go through all seven. Some people can bypass from the fourth to seventh type of thing. It depends on, just depends. Anyway, so we see things dying out. We see things happening on the planet. And we're sitting here going, okay, well, that's scary, man. You know, I never got to see a tiger. And what happens when those tigers die? Well, a tiger is my favorite animal. I'm lucky enough, and I hate to say I'm lucky enough because I had to see them in a zoo, but I've seen tigers. I've heard their roar. I've heard a lion's roar. I was in the zoo, but I still got to hear it. I still am able to see them. I'm more lucky that I've lived in the Canadian Rockies and I've been able to see bears. I've been able to see a bobcat at least. It ran across the road. It might have been a lynx, but I'm pretty sure it was a bobcat. But I've seen many bears in the wild, quite close. Sometimes closer, too close. So I'm lucky in that respect. But these animals are going to die out, and new ones are going to evolve. New ones are going to come up. And it'll be the evolution of the animal kingdom. So it's not bad. It's just, it's scary when you're in the middle of it and you don't know what's going on, when you're not being told the whole thing, when there's a veil put over you. Somebody has got a full bloody house and they're not telling you what they got. And they're in power. Somehow they got themselves in power and they're not telling you what's going on. That's scary. That is scary. But I can tell you right now, man, it's going to be okay. It is. Personally, and this is just my opinion, we're going to be good. The reason why I feel positive about that, I don't believe in, I'm just going to say I don't believe in death. I don't. Physical, sure, or whatever this is, because we're not physical anyway, right? You know, science tells us that we're just frequencies and vibrations anyway. You know, that we're molecules and photons and all that coming in and out of existence, just constantly. So we're not physical anyway. We're experiencing it in the third, fourth dimensional reality. But your consciousness is infinite. So it's amazing to be living at this time. It's scary if you don't know and you believe that this is it. So you see your family die, you see your pets die, you see your friends die, you see murders going on, and you see stuff that's happening. You're like, holy fuck, man, like, this is crazy. And it is when you see a humanity that could be the most beautiful thing in the bloody universe, most powerful and gorgeous and amazing, thing, or whatever we are, we could be the best at it. Amazing. Thrive together. Be an amazing planet. We have that ability. It will happen eventually. Again, cycles. Golden Age, Iron Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age, that type of thing. The Golden Age. That's it. And whether or not you remember it or not, you most likely will experience a Golden Age. You may not be in this body. You'll probably be in another one, but you will experience it. So look forward to that, and just enjoy this one. Anyway, this is like a 20-minute video, and I apologize about that, but this is just Soul Tribe, Philip Allen Travis Soul Tribe, talking about climate change and just change in general. Change has to happen. Again, science tells us that. Your body changes within a year. You're never the same thing. So I'm just checking the time now. Okay, I have to go to bed. I'm telling myself I have to go to bed. But anyway, So I hope there's something out of this 20 minutes that's helped. Or, this is just me putting my drop of my opinion into the realm of the internet. And I'm going to be honest, I know it's not my opinion. It's not. I've read things from other people, and it's resonated with me, and I agree with it. And that's the stance that I'm taking. That yes, there is problems going on that we need to fix, that we need to stop hurting the earth and all that and the other. We need to fix things to get away from gas and oil and all that stuff and start using proper energy, the ether energy. But we cannot stop the world changing. We cannot stop climate change. We cannot stop the world doing what she's going to do. That's what she does. Just like what your body does. It changes. That's it. Okay. So let's love each other, man. Let's help each other through this crazy time. Let's get through it together. Let's not be like an Atlantis and sink and be like, okay, well, they were a thriving time and all of a sudden they just died out. That's another thing altogether. But let's not be that race where there's, in the future there's a question mark going, what happened to these guys? What happened? There was this time, apparently. Remember, we've heard of this time, There's time where they'd, I found this CD in the bottom of the ocean. What is it? I found this box, and I swam down to the bottom of this one lake, and oh my God, there was a statue. It looked like a lady holding a Statue of Liberty or something like that, right? Like, there's going to be a time when it's going to be like that, but let's not be let's be a footnote, let's actually have something instead of just a question mark, somebody going, yeah, right, Atlantis, yeah, right, America, yeah, right, England, yeah, that existed, you know what I mean? We have that ability to keep it going, we do, so let's do it. Love you all very much. Let's help each other, like I said. Let's love each other, feed each other, house each other, educate each other. And just be good people in love and gratitude. God bless. As you can see, I'm tired. Ooh, and just so you know, that for those of you who watched my meditative, what do you call it? The Om Mane Padme Hum meditation part 2, so day 4 part 2 video. I said I was gonna have a kebab, a doner kebab, and it was good. I will say that it was delicious. It was good. Anyway, love you. See you soon.